For the past 4 years, I have designed my own advent calendar cards. It's something I always wanted to do when I started out as an artist, because my godmother always sent me advent calendar greetings cards every December, and I really wanted to make my own one day. So yeah, 4 years ago I made my first one. I manufactured it in my studio myself, and it was quite stressful and went quite wrong. I think I only managed to produce about 100, 150, and yeah, it was just not sustainable to do in my studio. And then I think the next year I outsourced, but there were still some teething issues and it was really stressful. And then the next year I did my British Birds one, which you can still get on my shop. And that was slightly less stressful, though I haven't had a year yet where it hasn't been really stressful. Last year I did a moonlight themed one, and then this year I'm working on a new one. And I started working on it at the beginning of December. I was making the little window images. I still haven't quite finished those. And this morning I proofed the first block of the main design. So it's currently June, and I'd really like to get it to the printers in July, like at the latest. I'm quite behind. So anyway, this is the block that I've got. So I did film some footage in January, and then as I engraved it throughout the months, but I don't think it was very good, so I'm just going to start the video from here. But I'll put any clips in that are relevant. But yeah, this is what it looks like now. So this is called the key block, so it's going to be printed in black and kind of ties the whole design together. As you can see, it's a seaside themed advent calendar. I'm really excited about it. So my advent calendars so far haven't been very Christmassy, and this is the same. So it's a winter scene, but it's not like Christmas in your face. Like, you could kind of open this at any time of year, to be fair. So this morning I proofed the block, and this is one of the proofs. It was quite hard to print it, because there wasn't much left on the block in terms of what the ink was going to be rolled onto, and therefore what the paper was to stick to. It kept kind of moving and smudging. But yeah, this is what I've got so far. So I took this and then I added some colour. So this has just been added with watercolours to give myself a rough idea of what the design's going to look like. I've kind of resigned myself to the fact now that I'm going to probably hand colour some of it, like the lighthouse, the houses, possibly the boats, to make my life easier for printing, because it's hard to layer up lots of colours without it going murky. So yeah, I transferred this image on this block to another block, and this is going to be a reduction print. So this is where all the colours going to come from, and then I'll print the key block on top once the colours all printed. This is the stage I'm at now, and I'm going to start engraving this later today. It's a few days later now. It's so weird filming this advent video when it's so hot outside, like it's 26 degrees, and I'm thinking like full on Christmas mode, and it's really disorientating. But anyway, you might be able to see behind me some of the prints are drying. So I've done all the colours so far. So I started with a blue and then a yellow at the bottom, like a cream. And then I hand coloured all the bits that needed hand colouring, then added the yellow ochre layer for the beach, then the green, and then I added the final blue. So I think that's ready now for the key block to print on top. So basically this plus this will equal the final print, but it's not quite dry yet, so I'm just waiting. And while I'm waiting for them to dry, I thought I would move on to the window images. So I was making lots of these in December and January, at the end of the year and beginning of this year, and so I've got quite a lot of them. So yeah, there's quite a stack. I won't show you them because then it's going to ruin the surprise. I'll show you one I'm not going to use that I don't like. I might reconfigure it because this is the one I don't like. It's one of my first ones, and I just really dislike it. I like this bit of it though, so I could always add that to a different one. But I've got a few more to make, so I thought I'd make one with you now. I was thinking like the sea and then a snowy scene in the background, because quite a lot of the ones I've got so far are actually like not that wintry. So I kind of want to make the last few like quite wintry scenes. So yeah, I was thinking either a snow scene with the sea at the front or a little cat on a wall by the sea. So yeah, because it's a seaside advent calendar, all the windows inside are to do with the seaside. So for this collage, I decided to use the print I made in Appledore in December, which feels like a lifetime ago. There's a video about that trip. It was my first residency I did on my channel. And then I collaged a brick wall. I realised I had a cat print from a couple of years ago, which was perfect. So I cut the cat out, as I was expecting to have to just like cut one out of a scrap. But yeah, I realised I had one that I'd engraved. I decided to remove the sky as it was like a little bit summery. It was like quite a warm December day. It was blue skies. So yeah, I took the sky out and replaced it with a night sky and added a moon. And then I added a boat from my silver print, just so that it was clear that it was water that the cat was looking out over. So here's the finished collage. This will be one of 24 little images you'll find behind the advent calendar windows. It will be cropped a bit once it's in the window, basically. There's always bleed around the outside in case things are misaligned. But yeah, I think it's cute. I've got 2 more to make and then I'm done with that element of things, which is exciting. Previously, I've engraved a lot of the blocks, so done 24 mini engravings, and this year I was like, I'll just do collage, like it's quicker. And often they can be more complex, like all the different colours and things. Yeah, I've really enjoyed making these images, like more so than I have in previous years. So I've just finished all the collages and I thought I'll get the last layer on the print because then it's done. It's not quite dry enough yet, but you know, I'm impatient. I feel like I should have finished the collages back in January because I was only 3 away from finishing. But you know when you're nearly done with a task and you go, oh well, I'm nearly done. I'll have a break from it now, and then it's just taken me quite a few months to get back to it. So yeah, I'm going to put the ink on the block now, and then fingers crossed everything lines up okay and the last layer ties everything together. So this block needs quite a lot of ink really. I found when I was proofing it that it did slip around quite a lot if I didn't ink it up well. So I'm just going to make sure that there's good coverage everywhere basically. So here's the print that I'm going to be printing on top of. So you can see a slight ghost print from where I printed this key block at the beginning. So I knew where to hand colour and everything lined up correctly and things. But yeah, hopefully it will sit exactly on top of that first print so that you don't get an unaligned print basically. So I'm going to put it through the press, but actually there's not going to be much pressure there because too much pressure, and I don't think the ink's gonna take very well because the ink on the paper is still a bit wet. So it's just to kind of stick it in place, get a bit of pressure, but then I'm gonna use a bone folder for the rest. And it's tricky to find the birds in the sky because I don't want to push too hard and damage the paper. But also I need to make sure they print. But as I've been looking at this block for quite a long time now, I kind of know where they are and I can kind of see where they are through the paper. So that looks like decent coverage. I hate pulling it off before it's ready though. I always do like a little bit more just in case, but let's see how that one is. So let's just make sure that focuses. There's the print, so it's come out pretty well. Coverage is pretty good. I think I need to ink up the birds again though and just print those. But the rest of it looks good. I'm pretty pleased with it. There's always going to be things I'd change, but yeah, not bad for the first print. So I've printed all the prints now and I've chosen this one just so it was the best of them all, but they're all pretty similar. So this is going to be the one that I'm going to photograph and turn into the advent calendar. I was going to add a print with a beam of light coming from the lighthouse, but I might do that digitally now just because I really need to get the design off like at the end of this week. And yeah, I'm guessing this video will be released beginning of September or sometime in September, and then the next video is likely going to be about the actual advent calendars. I've got a couple of months of worrying about production and other admin bits between now and then, getting them out to wholesale and things, but so I don't really know any dates or anything. But yeah, the next video should be about the advent calendars themselves, showing you what they're like and talking you through them. At least that's the plan. But anyway, I'm really relieved that it's kind of done now, although I find this part of the process is very long, but is less stressful than the actual like sending off to be made. And then when it arrives, the anxiety I feel opening the boxes is so high, because obviously it's a lot of money. I want everything to be perfect, and yeah, I'm not very good at giving up the control of like the actual making process of my items. But anyway, I'll be back soon with more details of the advent calendar.